Sony has been taking a very slow approach to building some sort of PlayStation 5 hype. They've been taking a very long time to release any sort of information and stuff like that. Unlike Microsoft, that they revealed a bunch of information. They revealed the physical form of the Xbox, the name of it back in December of 2019 and stuff like that. And they came out with more announcements and tech demos, and they had a YouTuber, I know, Austin Evans, demonstrated the inside of the console and stuff like that. Went deep dive with the Series X and talking about the specs and stuff like that. And when Sony it's been taking the time, and a lot of people have been saying like they just taking a nap because they sold so many more consoles last generation with this current gen, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One generation. They're thinking Sony's just taking their time since they just won the current gen. They're just gonna be chilling and cruising. But this could actually be a very smart task, very smart approach that PlayStation, Sony is doing, taking this for the next generation consoles, because it's taking its time, making sure everything correct and stuff like that. It made Microsoft be the company to have something to prove. So I feel like that's why they released a bunch of information. I feel like Xbox would have done the same thing. It would have been Xbox on the next day, then it's Sony. But now, like nowadays, it's just really Sony that's getting more of the attention. Any sort of little information, back when the logo was revealed, that was the only thing that got announced, when we all know it was gonna be the exact same damn logo and stuff like that. And they announced that it was gonna be called the PlayStation 5 months ago, and then we didn't get nothing else for months until the Mark Cerny did the deep dive into talking about the SSD. But everyone thought it was gonna be the physical reveal of the PlayStation 5, but it wasn't. But I do feel like that's an actual very smart decision that Sony is taking, because any little small thing will get super duper big hype, and it will go #1 trending, just like they did with the PlayStation DualSense controller. And a funny thing is, even Xbox, like an hour or two later, they tweeted on their Twitter a video of just their controller, like an hour after the PlayStation 5 controller was revealed. And also, Sony's a little savage for doing that, because Xbox had a meeting, they did a live stream that day. They were setting up a live stream. They announced this live stream like days before, and Sony came out and boom, dropped the PlayStation 5 controller like an hour before their live stream went on and stuff like that, or a couple minutes before their live stream went on. And when you go on Xbox chat, it will strictly be full PlayStation 5 controller, this and that. The whole thing that you see in the chat, running down the chat, thousands of fans commenting PlayStation 5 controller, this and that. And I know the developers and the people that were doing the Xbox live stream saw that, and I feel like that's why they tweeted that controller of their own controller, basically kind of saying we already announced our controller. But I feel like this is the smart way that Sony is building up hype now. So any little thing is gonna go super duper trending, is gonna be big for like at least that whole week or a couple of days, unlike when Microsoft did it. They dropped everything in one day. Microsoft should have low-key went the Sony approach they're going with the next gen console. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been, we'll have more next gen news. Like this week, we had, the PlayStation 5 controller, and then the next week we have the Xbox Series X controller, and there's like a little console war. I'll enjoy that a little bit more. But you know what I'm saying, they both said that they're not going for that console war, when they low-key threw jabs at each other with that whole controller tweeting thing. But yeah, man, let me know what you think about this, man, and I'm out, bro. Peace.